So this is going to be one for the beginners. I remember asking somebody, does your your mouth watering, does it ever sort of get easier? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Stick with it. It does get easier. But I thought I'd make this quick. Try and make a quick video. I rarely can make a quick video. Swallowing in between notes or a lick, swallowing. Sometimes I get a little bit distracted by was I in time with the metronome or the backing track? So that distracts me from hitting notes accurately. Sometimes I guess I've just been eating, and I don't literally mean it. Don't necessarily mean because it's bad advice to just tell people to sit there and play harmonica whilst they're eating or just after. But I ain't got that much time, so um, so I finished my dinner, and you've still got little bits of something floating around or whatever, or your mouth is just watering because you've been eating spicy food, or some drinks make your mouth water. So I guess you need to sort of think about that. I suffer with yeah, I've got to try to eat gluten-free food, right? So sometimes I get a lot of acid reflux and stuff like that, and that can really put me off playing harmonica. It can it's for me sometimes it's just I can't even practice right now because I'm getting this acid reflux and this um burping and stuff like that. So that's something that I need to think about, and I'm bad at diet, I'm bad at organization, so I don't get the right diet. Yeah, you might have noticed my hair's pink at the moment because the kids are on holiday, so dyeing their hair a little bit, so there's some left, and I said, whoa, let's have a go, but too much. I'm nearly 50. There you go. So right, so swallowing in between. So this, I think this can be tied in to percussive cough. I might have made a video on it. Jason Ritchie's got stuff on it. Other people might have factored it in somewhere. I don't think Jason Ritchie has made a video about it as such, but if you watch is chugging. He's got a video. If you just put Jason Ritchie chugging on then he'll show you a good explanation of a percussive sort of cough. So let me explain. So this is there's basically space for either a cough or a percussive noise or a swallow, a bit of a deal with that liquid sort of thing. If you're a beginner, you're dealing with putting a strange object in your mouth. You weren't born with this in your mouth. So it's causing you to do stuff with your mouth that you're not used to doing. It's different, metallic in your mouth. There's reactions going on. Not just that, it's the whole sort of gaining control of stuff. Okay, so it's just creating that little space there for a swallow or for a percussive. Swallow. Swallow. Do you know, I had time then to say swallow and swallow and then get back on. Yeah. So obviously, if you're playing somewhat faster, then you've got to try and work that out somewhere where there's a gap. Eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and so 1 in time with the metronome, and 2 and 3 and 4. No, try it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and see, so when I go to the end of there, I'm swallowing, or I do a percussive. I just not intentionally doing it into the harmonica, although I did then, just to show that you can do that sort of thing. And just, and sometimes it might just allow you to get air out. Like, so you either get an air out or swallow in liquid. When I do that, I'm swallowing. So really, let's keep this video short. Yeah, the thing is, these players, these players that you watch, they're mesmerizing, and they can do stuff, and they're making all these noises, and you're thinking, when are they breathing? When are they swallowing? Have they just eaten? Are they avoiding certain foods? They know what they're doing, right? And yes, they swallow it whenever they need to. And yeah, the saliva, the leaky mouth business, it settles down, especially if tongue blocking, that does settle down. Although, like I just said, it depends what you've eaten and what you've drunken. Sometimes I've really got to make an effort to make sure I've got my chin up. But that's good advice for anyone anyway. Don't play like this. Play. Posture is very important. So let's keep the video short. Yes, they do swallow. They do exhale air. There's times where you might have to breathe in a little bit or breathe out in between notes or in between licks. Sometimes breathing out the nose, called the nose push. Sometimes the percussive sort of cough, or when they do, if you type in harmonica and beatbox, you'll see videos where during that motion, those noises and motions, they are exhaling air or creating space or even swallowing. So they do. There's no magic trickery. It's got to be sort of fitted in around what you're doing. But so I think in that initial, how do you do it? Set a metronome at 60 BPM. You know, whether it's a major scale or a blues scale or a pentatonic scale, because it's got less bends in it. Just when you get down to the bottom, exhale something either through the nose or the cough, or try and swallow. Make an effort to do that so that you're, I guess, more prepared, I guess, for that time where you're sort of on demand, or when you go up, ascend up the scale, do it on the last note at that end. So that might help somebody, especially, you know, I had those questions. I was watching people saying, is he coughing? Is he swallowing? Does he ever swallow? When does he swallow and stuff like that, you know? Because sometimes I get choked. I sit down just to practice the blues scale, and sometimes I'm choking on something, you know, whether it's saliva or whether it's, and I'm thinking, these guys, what about if you're on stage? I've never watched, right, anybody live on stage who has been caught out by this sort of thing. So, you know, is it just me? You know what I mean? And like I said, I do suffer with that. I don't know whether you call it IBS or, you know, I don't avoid gluten as much as I should, but I would be a lot better off if I did. But saying that, if I eat gluten-free products, they're full of rubbish, and I still get bloated and all that sort of thing with that. So that's just me. If you, do you get any of this? Do you get anything like that? Do you find yourself thinking, oh no, I've eaten that again, and oh, I ain't gonna be able to practice, or practicing then no fun because my mouth's burnt from spices, or you know, I've drunk some and it's just all sweet and sticky, or, and I know you go and clean your teeth and it didn't make any change. Now it's done for the next, you know, 2 hours or something. So yeah, any comments on that, please put them below the video. God bless.